30 days ago, I had nothing on paper. No investors, no team, no safety net. Just one question eating at me every single night. Can artificial intelligence actually rebuild a net worth from zero? Or is that just another lie the internet sells desperate people? I decided to stop wondering. I ran the experiment myself. 30 days, real money, real AI arbitrage. And what I found, nobody is talking about. This is not a motivational video. This is the raw, uncomfortable truth of what actually happened. My name is John. And for the last 30 days, I documented every single move, every win, every loss, and every brutal lesson this experiment taught me about AI, arbitrage, and what it actually takes to rebuild wealth from the ground up. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what works, what doesn't, and what the so-called gurus are deliberately leaving out. Day 1 hit me like cold water. I thought AI arbitrage meant pushing a button and watching money appear. I was wrong. The first 3 days were nothing but research, failure, and confronting how little I actually understood about how arbitrage systems work when AI is involved. Arbitrage, at its core, means finding price gaps between two markets and profiting from the difference. AI simply finds those gaps faster than any human ever could. But speed without strategy is just expensive chaos. And days 1 through 3 taught me that lesson at full price. By day 4, I stopped reacting and started building. I mapped out a 3-layer system, AI for opportunity detection, logic filters for risk control, and manual review before any capital moved. The tools I used were not exotic: ChatGPT for pattern analysis, automation platforms for data aggregation, and a simple spreadsheet to track every single decision with brutal honesty. The system wasn't perfect, but it was mine, and it was structured. That structure was the difference between gambling and actual arbitrage. Day 6 produced the first real signal. Small, but real. And that changed everything about how I approached the next 3 weeks. Day 7. The AI flagged a price discrepancy across 2 platforms that human eyes would have missed entirely. The window was narrow, less than 4 hours, but the margin was real. I moved carefully, calculated, not greedy. And for the first time in this experiment, the system produced a positive return. But here is what nobody tells you about your first win in AI arbitrage. It is the most dangerous moment of the entire journey. Because winning early makes you feel like you understand something you don't yet. And that false confidence is where most people blow up everything they just built. Days 11 through 14 were humbling. Riding the high of early success, I pushed harder. I trusted the AI signals more than my own logic filters. I skipped the manual review step. The result? 3 consecutive losses that wiped out 60% of what I had gained in the first 10 days. This is the trap. It doesn't look like a trap when you're in it. It looks like momentum. It feels like mastery. But it is neither. The AI is a tool, not a god. And the moment you treat it like one, it will remind you painfully what it actually is. Day 15. I sat with the losses and did something most people refuse to do. I studied them without ego. I asked not what went wrong, but why I let it go wrong. The answer was always the same. I had abandoned the system the moment it started working. I traded discipline for excitement. So I rebuilt. Slower. Stricter. I reintroduced the manual review layer. I reduced position sizes. I let the AI work within tighter parameters. Days 16 through 18 produced no significant gains, but they produced something more valuable: consistency. And in arbitrage, consistency is the only thing that compounds. By day 19, the system found its rhythm, and I finally understood what AI arbitrage actually looks like when it is working correctly. It is quiet. It is boring. It is methodical. There are no dramatic spikes, no overnight miracles. What you get instead are small, consistent margins, stacking on top of each other across multiple opportunities simultaneously. The AI was scanning markets I couldn't monitor manually: product pricing gaps, digital asset spreads, service rate differentials across platforms. All at once. All the time. Days 19 through 23 recovered everything I had lost and added a meaningful margin on top. Not because I got lucky, but because I finally stopped interfering with the system. Here is the part of AI arbitrage that the YouTube gurus conveniently leave out of their highlight reels. The hidden costs will eat you alive if you ignore them. Platform fees, transaction costs, subscription costs for AI tools, tax implications on short-term gains. The spread between buy and sell that quietly reduces every margin. On day 24, I did a full cost audit, and I discovered that roughly 22% of my gross gains were disappearing into fees and operational costs I hadn't properly calculated at the start. The lesson is brutal but simple. Gross profit means nothing in arbitrage. Net profit, after every cost, is the only number that tells you the truth about what you are actually building. Days 28, 29, and 30. I closed every position. I ran every number. I sat with the complete picture of what 30 days of AI arbitrage actually produced. The net worth did not multiply overnight, but it moved, meaningfully, measurably, and in the right direction, built entirely on a repeatable system, not luck. What I learned is this: AI arbitrage is not a shortcut. It is a leverage tool. It amplifies whatever discipline or chaos you bring to it. Bring discipline. It accelerates your strategy. Bring ego. It accelerates your losses. The AI doesn't care which one you choose. 30 days. Zero outside capital. No team. No investors. Just a system. A commitment to document the truth and the willingness to lose before I learn to win. AI arbitrage is real. The opportunity is real. But the version they sell you in the highlight reels is not. The real version requires more patience, more structure, and more honest self-examination than most people are willing to bring. The question is not whether AI can help you rebuild your net worth. It can. The question is whether you are willing to do it the right way, which is also the harder way. Now you know what nobody tells you. What you do with it is entirely up to you. If this experiment gave you something real, a strategy, a warning, or just an honest picture of what AI arbitrage actually looks like, drop a comment below with the word system. It tells me you're serious, and serious people get the next video first. Subscribe. The next 30-day experiment starts soon, and it goes even deeper.